M. Fletcher Brown with another artist video blog at kicks96country.com. Our guest today, all the way from Toronto, Canada, by way of Nashville. Please welcome Anthony Vaughn to the Kick Studio. How are you, Anthony?
I'm great, Fletcher. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Fantastic.
Now, I've only ever been to 3 places in Canada. I've been to Calgary, I've been to Banff, that's over on the west side, and I've been to Toronto because I used to live not far from there when I was growing up as a kid, growing up in the Midwest. Toronto, Canada. I don't know that I've met a lot of country singers from Canada, but I don't know that I've ever met one from Toronto. I don't think so. I think you may be the first.
Well, you know what? Then I might be the first, but I'm glad that I'm here. So,
Yeah.
And you went to Toronto. What did you like when you went to Toronto?
I don't remember. I was a kid. I think
Okay.
it was Taekwondo tournaments.
CN Tower. CN
I
Tower.
think I remember. One thing I remember is clean. It was really clean there, and for a kid who grew up not far from Detroit, trust me, clean matters. The people were super duper nice, and it just generally it kind of felt fun. There was a couple other places in Canada that we used to visit, like just over the river from Detroit. There was an amusement park, Boblo Island. We'd go there every year, all the time. So I had very fond memories of Canada, but it's not a country I've been able to explore extensively. But I've been to some really, really, really nice places. But the thing that gets me is, whenever I have a Canadian artist on, I always tell them, it's like, you guys, Canada has produced some really, really fantastic country artists. From Terry Clark to Anne Murray, Emerson Drive, these guys just killed it. So you are part of like a great, I think, Canadian tradition that a lot of people may not even really appreciate. So talk to us a little bit, Anthony, about growing up in Toronto and where your love of country music came from.
Well, I grew up in Toronto. When my first love for music was when I basically heard my first Elvis Presley record when I was young. And my first Elvis Presley record was what really hooked me on music first. And I loved everything about what I heard. And as I grew older, I loved country music. I loved the nostalgia music of country. I loved Johnny Cash. I loved Conway Twitty. Elvis was my biggest influence. I went down to Memphis, saw Sun Studios, so all the great classic music that I bumped into. And it wasn't until the 1990s where I really got influenced by country. Around the 1990s when country exploded is where I really thought, you know what, country's for me. I started writing a lot of songs back then. I wrote about 40 to 50 songs, kept writing. I met a good friend of mine named Chris Smith, and we did some demos together. And then I met a great producer by the name of Greg Kavanaugh in Toronto. And we were able to put a lot of these songs on my first album called Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda. And my first song, Going to Memphis, charted on Country Music Country Row. That did very well. And then I was able to put out a Christmas song that's very same year in 2021. And that charted for 8 weeks. This year, I was able to do a 5-song EP. And my new song called Kiss Me First is the one that we're promoting this year, and I'm coming to see you about it, and I hope everybody likes it. It's a fun song. It's got that 90s bluegrass feel. So what I did with this song was it's really about a shy country boy that meets a bold country girl, and basically when they connect, she kind of takes charge. And then she kisses first, he kisses last, and that's the way the lyrics go. He makes it last. So it's really what I did was I took the kind of like the hooky way that they wrote in the 90s, right? And then I made this kind of really catchy lyric that you can kind of remember, and that's how I wrote this song, "Kiss Me First." And a lot of people are starting to really catch on to it. They're starting to like it. So.
Well, let's talk about your musical style. Now, you mentioned that you like the throwback, the older stuff, but even pre-90s, we're talking like 70s, 60s, 70s. Now, we're talking about classic country and even blues.
Yes.
So your heart's really kind of in the roots of music itself.
Yeah, a lot. My producer calls me Memphis meets Nashville. So I know it's. I go, really? He goes, yeah. He goes. You like to bring the blues and you like to mix it in with the Nashville flavor. And I said, you know what? That's kind of true, because I grew up on Elvis. I grew up on Jerry Lee Lewis. I grew up on B.B. King's blues style, all the blues artists. And then I love everything that country's putting out now. And as I'm writing, I must fuse the two. I don't even realize that I'm doing it. I just fuse the two, right? So
You're making the old new again.
I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just like there's nothing wrong with that because we all love the old stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, give me old country and blues all day long. I'll take it all day
Yeah.
long. All right. So, "Kiss Me First" is the single. Are you a resident of Nashville, or are you still living in Toronto?
I'm still living in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is the country music scene up there?
It's great. It's great. Country music is just as popular up there as it is here. I mean, Calgary's huge for country music. Toronto's huge for country music. I mean, I have to say it's really popular. Really, really popular.
All right. So, if you get a chance to go up to Canada ever, first of all, I recommend it. It's a lot of fun up there. Colder, depending on the time of the year you go. It gets a little colder, but I mean, you're in good company if you're a country music fan because they love country music. I mean, and they sent us some really, really great country artists over the years.
If you go to Calgary, it's like you're going to Nashville.
I know.
Everybody's wearing hats. Everybody's, they've even got the big rodeos up there too. So yeah, Calgary takes it very serious.
Yeah.
So.
The only difference is like if you go into a bar, like the bar that I went to in Calgary the time I was there, they're not watching football, they're watching hockey.
Yeah.
And you know what? I like hockey, so I was okay with that.
Yeah.
Anthony Vaughn is our guest. "Kiss Me First" is the single. Anthony, if somebody has heard this story and they want to know everything there is to know about you, where do they find you online?
Well, they can find me on my socials at Anthony Von Music. They can find me on my webpage at anthonyvon.ca. They can see me on YouTube on Anthony Von Music, and they can catch me on Spotify, iTunes, and Amazon.
Absolutely. Anthony Vaughn, "Kiss Me First." You want to hear that song, make sure you call us at Kicks 96. We'll gladly play it for you. Look for a live performance from Anthony elsewhere here on our YouTube channel. And man, thanks for coming and visiting us.
Thank you so much. Thank
And
you.
don't wait too long to come and see us again.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
And I know that Canada has some really delicious treats too. Make sure you bring some of those with you too.
Sure.
I've actually had some really interesting chocolates and things from Canada. It's
I
really
forgot
good
to
stuff.
bring the poutine. I forgot to bring the maple syrup. So next time I come down, I'll bring those down.
I did get some maple syrup from an artist once, and I'm like, that stuff's good. I want more of that. We need that here. We'll see you next time. Another artist video blog, kicks96country.com.
Oh yeah, you put that on your pancakes? Oh wow, that maple syrup is killer.
You kiss me first, I kiss you last. You're a little bold, I like it like that. You kiss me first, I kiss you last. You kiss me once, I'll make it last.